Now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, PUCL Podcast.
It's PUCL! PUCL! It's PUCL! PUCL! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! PUCL! PUCL.
And welcome to the 521st episode of the PUCL Podcast. I am your host, Trainer Thatch, here today with my co-hosts, who are also wonderful. We've got the one and only fluffiest Whimsicott.
Hi, everyone.
Straight from Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've, of course, got the wonderful and smiley as always, Claude9.
Hello, everyone.
That is a lot of energy.
I know, I'm sorry. I can't help myself.
Welcome to the PUCL Podcast. PUCL, of course, standing for the Pokemon Underground Champions League, a nonsensical name we came up with in 2007, where we talk everything from the video game to the trading card game to everything in between. It is video game season, though, right now. So, of course, we're all about that BDSP life, and we're having a good time. We're partying, you know?
Party every day.
I want to ask you guys what you've been up to lately, but I feel like it's going to be rather monotonous, but I'll do it anyway.
Okay, fine. Well, besides playing Brilliant Diamond and enjoying it far more than I expected, I guess I could tell you the story about how last night I was over at a friend's place and he's like incredibly into bugs and arachnids and all of that. And I opened Pokemon Go and there was a shiny Caterpie in his home.
Oh, that's silly.
Which was
That's great.
So appropriate.
That's very silly.
Yeah. So I caught it and I named it after him. And I was like, so do you want to be a little caterpillar or do you want to be turned into a butterfly? And he was like, well, I guess I'll be a caterpillar for a while. And then when I'm tired of being a caterpillar, I'll be a butterfly. And I'm like, okay, I will evolve this later.
I mean, why not?
Yeah.
Oh, that's too good. That's too good. What about you, Claude? Anything interesting? Anything cool going on with you?
I made the conscious choice of trying to figure out how to do all of the contests, like berries and pop and stuff in BDSP, and that has taken up a lot of my time.
It's actually not that bad, though, is it? Like, as I started doing it, and I'm like, it's not that bad.
No, it's just there is no guide, like, anywhere explaining, like, how to do things and if you can actually max it out on everybody. So I've been doing a bunch of testing and a bunch of glitching to, keep all of my berries and duplicate items so I don't have to
and
farm
experiment.
Because that's
There
silly.
is, though, not quite a guide, but there is a popping calculator.
Yeah.
That was made for Gen 4, but still works.
Yes.
Because it works exactly the same. So you can use that at least.
Everything in this game works exactly the same, let's be honest.
The hard part is knowing how fast you're going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Because I've gotten as low as, 55 seconds, but, they say if you can do all of this and hit 50 seconds, then it's going to be done. Like, how do you hit that fast of a time spinning that?
Is there not a YouTube tutorial on this?
No, not that I found yet.
Okay, we're going to find one at some point.
Or at least not a good one that, explains what I'm looking for, which is
It's a kid in his blanket fort with his handy cam? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's just missing, how to max everything and all the numbers behind it that I'm looking for. I found some of the information, but I've not found all of it. And I was experimenting. But now I have, the world's cutest Wormadam, because that was my test subject, and it won all its Master Rank contest, or it won a Master Rank contest, but I think I figured out enough of it to do a whole bunch on stream next time I want to do it.
Okay.
So I have my Furret. I have it maxed. I have it close to max on all of its stats as best as I could get it. And we're gonna see how easy it is to win everything now.
Yeah. Completely understandable. Yeah. For me, I've just been playing BDSP and just working on random stuff. I've been prepping for Advent Calendar too, so that's been fun. We gotta get ready for that Advent Calendar,
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna want it, but we'll see. I'm very excited for that. I don't know. Other than that, I don't know that I've done too much. We had American Thanksgiving this week, so that's taken up a lot of my time. Yeah.
Hear that?
We had American Thanksgiving. That was a nice time sink of familial obligations and eating turkey. poultry, or whatever else you decided to eat at home. Leave it in the comments down below. What did you have on Thanksgiving? No, it's just a fun, interesting time to just, it's the holidays. You spend a lot of time just kind of slowing down. So I haven't done much but like clean my house and played BDSP when I get the time in various different ways. So I am playing a Nuzlocke though with a bunch of the guys in the Dunsparce gang, and we're doing it like our good friends over at Blastburn Radio. I don't know if they're still doing it, but they used to do it with quote unquote the challenge. And so there's like, we have like the point system and everything. We've ported a lot of it over from them, but we've made some slight edits. And right now I'm in second place behind Liger.
Ooh.
But Liger finished, didn't he?
Yeah, Liger already finished, but that's because he's Future Man. So
Yeah.
I will finish probably in second place, or I'll finish second, but I will beat his point total. That's what I'm doing. I have I'm like right in front of Candace, but I'm not quite there yet. I haven't done the gym yet. And so if you do it on a certain mode, because I sit down and look at their sets and everything and be like, okay, if I bring this mon, I can do this. And if you don't use super effective moves and stuff during the gym, you get bonus points and stuff like that. So I'm just like, which moves can I use that will be work and I won't die? I haven't had a single thing died. I haven't had a single thing die yet. I think part of it's due to the experience share and also just being like uber aware, because like I'm not tempted to like fight the wild grappler anymore for like the experience cash out. Yeah. Because I'm sitting there like, that guy's got self-destruct, you know?
Yeah, it's not worth the risk.
And I'm like, I just won't do it. I'm getting buku experience anyway. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. And so I think the experience share has a lot to do with it. I mean, it's because we have like a rule where you lose points if you're over the gym leader's aces level before you start the gym. And if you go over too high, you lose certain points. So you keep playing and the experience share just keeps like leveling up your Pokemon. Yeah. And so like you have to box a lot of stuff until the gym. So I've got like a roster of like 12 or 14 Pokemon now that are all viable at different points.
I have been using the same 6 Pokemon the entire playthrough. I am ridiculously over-leveled. Yeah. It's not even funny.
I'm very unsurprised by this, and I'm more surprised that people are surprised about that aspect of BDSP after playing through Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
I'm not surprised. I'm just... you know, okay, whatever.
Oh, I'm not talking about you. I'm just talking about, like, the Pokemon community. Like, I'm not going to say the Pokemon community at large is surprised, but there's a group of people who are surprised by this. And they're just like, it's all unbalanced. I'm like, did you not play through Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire?
Yeah, it was the exact same thing.
They didn't adjust any of the trainer levels. They didn't adjust anything. And they just threw you experience share and said, play the game again.
To be fair, though, in Auras, you could turn it off.
You could turn it off. Let's not talk about qualms I have with the Gen 8 engine, but
yeah,
like I don't like that they take away player choices at all in the Gen 8 engine in a lot of ways. Not just this, but also our favorite thing to complain about, Timergate.
The timer,
Timergate.
Yeah. So those two things are just like, it's just like, but why? These are really conscious design decisions that make the game worse.
Yeah,
and you just should let people turn it off. I don't understand why. It must be... I wonder how much of it's just spaghetti code. You know what I mean? Just because Pokemon's been just like building on Pokemon for so many years, and it wasn't until now that we got it in Unity. So I just don't know how much of it's just like, we put Experience All in there, and we can't really get into the code to turn it off.
Yeah, but at this point, since Ilka did the porting into Unity, if it wasn't a conscious decision, they might have given you the option to turn it off for the remake because the levels in the remake are not adjusted. So
I think you're assuming Ilka didn't spend a lot of time doing other stuff. Based on the day 1 patch that we had, or the day -7 patch that we had, versus like the OG material, and even the patch that we got after that, with all the glitches that we have still in the game.
Yeah.
I think assuming that they took the time to like go in and like play with the actual base code instead of just like getting it to Unity and getting it to work.
Yeah.
It's a bold statement.
By the way, have we done a PSA about how not to get soft locked in the ice gym yet?
You can get soft locked in the ice gym? I did not know this.
Yeah. Okay, so if you destroy the central row, the central horizontal row of snowballs, there's a tile that is on that same row, up one level, off one tile to the left. And since now you can move diagonally,
oh no,
you can theoretically step on the tile to the right of that tile where you stop, and then slide down without enough momentum to climb back up the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And if your game saves right there, you get soft lock.
Oh
and there's no
gosh.
solution to this currently.
Oh no.
So
Okay, good to know.
before you do Candace's gym, turn off autosave if you have it on, because it's dangerous.
All right. Well, this is a good place to pivot. That PSA.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead. We're going to pivot on over to the news. So let's cue that epic music.
Coming to you live from the Lavender Town Radio Tower. This just in.
And welcome to the news. In the news, we've got a lot of things because P. McGee took the week off.
And rightly so.
Rightfully so, yeah, it's Thanksgiving week. So we're going to wing it for you guys and jump right on into what we can find in the news. First of all, Pokemon Unite is having a tournament in Japan only, though.
That's exciting.
This is a winter tournament. It's open now for you to sign up. I think the first competitions are the 4th and 5th of December, then again on January 8th and 9th. Up to 512 teams can participate,
That's a lot.
That's really cool.
which is nuts.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, apparently you can still enter if you're in the US. However, you do need to be able to read and write in Japanese.
All right, so there's a little bit of a barrier.
So we're all going to learn Japanese today, and we're going to figure out how to get into this Unite tournament.
I see no issue with this at all.
Yeah, we're going to learn Japanese in a day. We got this, team. All right. Also, Pokemon Go had a Ed Sheeran event. It's over now, but
That's cool.
it's weird. It makes no sense.
Weird. Very weird. Lovely performance, but that's expected since it's Ed Sheeran.
It's Ed Sheeran, yeah.
So in case like your burning ambition in life was to know which starter Ed Sheeran picked as a kid, and now you have your answer. It's Squirtle, yes.
Oh, I'm very unsurprised by this, yeah. Because that was, like, they pushed the whole Squirtle thing during it, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, we got a trailer for the last 4 of the Pokemon Evolutions shorts. They restart this week on December 2nd with the rival for Sinnoh, because I think they just wanted to, like, hit the pause button for Sinnoh to come out.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
I think that was smart though on their end to do that.
Well, I like that it's coming out once a week, because remember when Generations came out, we got, like, 1 a week?
Yeah.
And that was a lot. I enjoyed that. It was like 3 from everything, so they could hit on like a lot of different aspects. The rivals for Sinnoh, the Wish is for Hoenn, the show is for Johto, and the Discovery is for the Kanto region. And they had like some art and stuff for it. The thing that I thought was the most interesting / disturbing from that trailer was if you catch the stills for like the Gen 1, the Discovery episode that comes out on the 23rd, is that that Trace is in it.
Oh,
Yeah, it hurts, right? It hurts just a little bit.
that's so weird.
Trace just hurts me every time I think about him.
Yeah.
That was an interesting set of trailers, if you want to get into it. Let's see. Pokemon Go, because we can't not talk about Pokemon Go.
Unfortunately.
We're contractually obligated. You know the best part about doing the Pokemon Go news? Because we do the survey every year and we ask people what their favorite and least favorite parts are. And some people are just like, it's always just like this dichotomy of like, there needs to be more Go. There needs to be less Go. There needs to be more Go. There needs to be less Go.
Which tells us that we have just the right amount of Go.
Yes.
It sounds like we should go on.
Oh, gosh.
We should. Battle League Season 10 in Go is going to be running from November 29th, which is Monday when this comes out, to December 13th. That's Great and Great League Remix they're running. And then Ultra League and Ultra League Remix run from December 13th to the 27th, with the Holiday Cup beginning on December 16th. Holiday Cup only allows normal, grass, electric, ice, flying, and ghost-type Pokemon below 1500 CP. Those are the fun kind of tournaments I miss in, like, Swish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff I wish we had again. Master League Classic will run from December 27th to January 10th, and you're going to receive 3 times Stardust from winning. Great League and Sinnoh Cup will run January 10th to 24th. Only Pokemon from Turtwig to Arceus will be allowed. God, that's awful, actually. Yep, more. Yeah, you all get it. You can get a Pyroar. Yep. Yeah, you all understand. Pokemon Unite's running a Black Friday sale on Trainers Fashion. So if you want something to go with all the socks that you've been collecting on Pokemon Unite.
Who doesn't want more socks?
No, you don't want more socks. You want clothes to go with the socks, Claude, okay?
Of course. Sorry. Silly me.
It's silly you.
Terrifying. I really want this next one because it's so me.
Go for it.
So they have announced the next online competition
This one is fun, yeah.
on Sword and Shield because, yes, those are still the games where we have to compete. It's called the Tiny Tourney. It's a double battle competition, and you can only use unevolved Pokemon that are shorter than 1 meter. That's 3 feet 3 inches for all you heathens over there on the other side
To
of the
be fair,
ocean.
I do think the metric system is superior, okay?
Yeah.
See, I remember when I was in 2nd grade, my claim to fame was that I was the length of a meter stick.
That's adorable.
That's how tall I was, and instead of using that, we would just measure me.
That's adorable.
It'd be measurements of Claude.
Checks out.
Anyway, you can use unevolved Pokemon that are maximum 1 meter tall. And of course, the reward is, as always, the much beloved 50 BP reward.
How are they so bad at that?
I don't know.
I say this every competition. How are they so bad at that?
I don't know.
You know how much better it would have been if you got Shiny Zacian and Shiny Zamazenta that way?
Yeah, so much more hype.
Mm-hmm.
But you can register now, actually, until December 9th. And then on December 10th to the 12th, you're gonna battle in the tourney.
I kind of want to do this.
It's so cute.
I kind of want to do that. That one sounds like a lot of fun. When's registration open?
Now.
Okay, I should go do it. Okay.
Yes.
That's what I'm hearing. I should go do it. And then we're going to have to build the world's best team.
Let's talk about the TCG.
Yeah.
Because they've officially revealed all of the standard cards for the next set of the Pokemon Sword and Shield TCG. It's their 8th TCG set. This one's VMAX Climax. But that comes out December 3rd, which is nice. It'll be fun. Has a lot of fun, rare cards and trainers galore.
It's got a thing on the front. Got a Calyrex Shadow Rider and a VMAX Urshifu.
The other fun thing that I see on the news is that there's a new mystery gift that has been announced.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
It's code BDSP Underground, and it offers you a distribution of the colored statues for Turtwig, Chimchar, and Piplup for your secret base. This ends May 31st, 2022, so...
Okay, so how do these statues work, by the way? I am very confused by these statues, other than, like, they make certain Pokemon appear more often, but you already have the biomes that control that, and so I'm very confused.
Would you like me to explain it?
Please.
Yes, please.
So that way, alright. So from what I've understood, it's so each biome has it's a random chance, or a chance that certain Pokemon can show up. Let's say you're looking for a rare spawn. That's only a 1%. So, or a 5% chance. So you can go in and out of, those biomes and just hope they show up. Or you can use your secret base and put the different statues. So if you have let's say a bunch of Rotom statues in there, it'll up the chance of an electric type showing up.
Yeah.
And the colored statues basically double whatever that version was. So if it was I don't know the exact numbers off the top of my head, but let's say Chimchar is 1 point, Monferno is 2, and Unfernape is 3 points towards the types. If it's a colored statue, it doubles whatever that one was. So a colored Chimchar is only 2 points, whereas a colored Monferno is 4, and a colored...
Okay.
So it just boosts the chance of something showing up. It's useful if you want to find some rare Pokemon, rather than going in and out of a biome multiple times.
Yeah. For example, I spent a lot of time looking for an Elekid, and then I spent a lot of time looking for another Elekid because that one just wouldn't get caught. And then this happened again. And then once I finally caught the third Elekid I found, I discovered the one I caught didn't have the Electrizer.
Oh, no.
So I had to find some more Elekids to use Thief on to get an Electrizer to evolve into Electivire.
Yeah, that checks out.
Which, by the way, Thatch, just so you know, you've carried me through a third of the game.
I heard.
So good job.
Electivire is the best Pokemon, by the way, okay?
I named it after you for a reason.
Also, these aren't faithful remakes, by the way, because they have team preview, okay?
Yeah.
He can't be good again.
So what I would have done if I had had a single electric statue at that point, I hadn't found a single one yet, you put the electric statue in, and so your rare spawn in the cave I was looking for Elekid in is essentially all the baby Pokemon, except like Magby, because it's a version exclusive and I'm playing Diamond. So one time you go into the cave, you see a Togepi, one time you go and see an Elekid, one time you go and see a Smoochum. What happened was I saw like 3 Togepi for every like 2 Magbys, because my secret base had fairy-type statues in it.
Okay, I understand. For the last piece of news before we get to some Puckle news, because we have exciting Puckle news this week.
Yes, we do.
Several things. The Pokemon Go Mischief Unbound event is now rolling out. The event runs from, I guess it's happening now. And it'll be over by the time the show's out.
Yep.
But you can get special research. And I think it allows you to get Hoopa Unbound at the end, if I'm not wrong.
Hoopa!
So check that out if you want. On that note, though, Puckle news. You can go ahead and do a number of things. First of all, Advent Calendar starts this week on December 1st.
Oh, yeah.
I will reveal the Pokemon we're giving away for that. We're giving away Shiny Ditto. All of these are for Sword and Shield, by the way. They are not for BDSP because the bot does not work for BDSP, unfortunately. That's all on you guys, unfortunately. So, we do have to do Sword and Shield. But yeah, the Shiny Japanese 6IV Ditto for you to grab. I think I actually have one for each nature. And I think there is a way that I'll set it up and there'll be instructions on the day of where I think you can ask for which nature you want. Mm-hmm. So you should be able to do that. From there, it's going to be on Twitter, where we're going to run a poll each day for 3 Pokemon, and the winner will be given away. And if we hit the Twitter metrics that we request on the tweet, we will go ahead and give away the top 2. And if you're a patron, you get an extra Pokemon regardless. So every single day.
That's a lot of Pokemon.
At the $10 tier. I'm going to say at the $10 tier. I'm locking that in. $10 tier. It'll be at the $10 tier. We're actually really close. We got a bunch of new patrons this week, so welcome to them. But
cool. Welcome.
We're like $40 away or something on Patreon from being able to just do like a different giveaway for everybody on Puckle, and then like $90 away from being able to do green Tauros pins for everybody at the $10 tier.
But this is the part where Whimsicott reminds you that there are anti-farming measures in place on the boat. So you don't get a ditto of every nature. You get a ditto of the one nature you want.
I have it set up so that you can still like get more than one, because I understand some people want to do that, and that's fine. I'm not going to be able to stop that, but you can't do it back to back. Yeah, you have to wait like 15 minutes before you can do it again. If you try to do it again within 15 minutes, the bot will just say, "No, thank you. I'm not going to talk to you today."
Yep.
On that note, the other things that are going on, we have the Puckle survey that's going to be in the show notes, and it's also on the Discord and pretty much everywhere else, where you can help give us some feedback for this past year of Puckle. We want to know what you guys think of the show, and so if you would go ahead and do that. I did accidentally buy a copy of Brilliant Diamond, so if you fill it out and you put your email/Discord information in there, it will put you into the raffle to get a copy of Brilliant Diamond digitally. Or at least a digital code for a copy of Brilliant Diamond. That drawing will take place on the 31st of December. So be sure to check that out if you want to.
Speaking of surveys, I'm sorry to interrupt you. There is actually a Nintendo survey. If you bought Diamond and Pearl digitally, they sent it to my email and I answered it. But I forgot, like, I don't remember if there's like a specific section where you can put a comment, but I think there is. Just, if you do take the survey, please, whenever there's room for it, ask them for the 60-minute timer back for me, because I forgot to do that.
I'll do it too. Honestly, I'll ask for timer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just for that, I will.
I will answer bring back timer every single time. All right, and then the final piece of news outside of Advent Calendar and that is that I believe December 10th is what Claude and I decided at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, starting December 10th.
Yeah, it's an Ask Me Anything for me, Thatch. I feel bad because it feels like an ego trip, but the staff have asked me to do that. And so it's going to be on our Discord, so be sure to go to pucldiscord.com to be able to get in to participate on that. But on December 10th, I think you can start asking questions, and I'll start answering questions at my leisure. And you can ask a question from December 10th to December 12th.
And you can ask him questions about anything.
Yeah, about anything. Claude literally has a list of 100. He showed them to me.
So whenever there's a lull, I'm just gonna start asking random questions. Just be prepared. Like,
yes.
like you can, like, this is your chance if you want to know more about Thatch.
Or Puckle.
Thatch growing up as a child.
Or Puckle.
Or the origins of Puckle. You know, how Thatch makes his favorite dinners for his wife. They're all questions that are viable.
That's true. All questions are viable. You can ask me anything. That's what it's called. There'll be channels up for that. Claude and P. McGee are spearheading that, so definitely keep an eye on the Discord for that. We'll remind everybody again next week, but I wanted to give everybody like a good 2 weeks heads up before we started doing it. I think that's everything in the news, though. So we are going to kick it on over to Puckle's Poke Quiz, where we're going to quiz your co-host on their insane Pokemon knowledge.
Oh, hi, and welcome to the Poke Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz our co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Mark, here to explain the rules. Our fabulous co-hosts will work as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that fans have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The host can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct and do not use the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
And welcome to Puckle's Poke Quiz. Thank you for that introduction. We are going to go ahead and we are going to start with our questions. Our first question this week is going to come to you from Farmer Fox. And Farmer Fox would like to know, most multi-hit moves can only hit for a maximum of 5 times. What is the one move that can hit 6 times?
Beat up. Isn't it beat up?
Yeah.
Because it hits the number of party that you have?
For every party member, yeah.
Yeah.
Beat up is correct. With 6 members in your party, beat up will work 6 times. We'll do 6 times. So good for you guys. I thought that might be a little bit harder. You might have to think, but I will definitely not regret it.
It would have been for me. Good thing.
I will not regret it after asking this second question from Foxy, not Farmer Fox, but Foxy. Okay, they're different people. What is the first mainline Pokemon game to allow you to battle with the shiny version of Cast Form's Weather Forms?
Pokemon Go.
Mainline Pokemon game.
Mainline Pokemon game?
That allows you to battle with the shiny form of Cast Form?
And its Weather Forms.
So, is Cast Form in Sword and Shield? No, right?
No.
Then it's BDSP.
Is it not just Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald?
No. So
was it shiny lots in that game?
No. So Cast Form can be shiny, but its Weather Forms did not have a shiny. If you have a shiny Cast Form and it turns into its Weather Form, it's just regular Cast Form in that Weather Form. They did not have a shiny until they were introduced in Pokemon Go like earlier this year. And since
so then it has to be BDSP.
Shield, it has to be BDSP. Yes.
BDSP is correct. Literally all the trivia I have about that is literally what Whimsicott just said. So I'm not going to repeat it. Because they updated it at home earlier this year. Or not home, Go earlier this year. All right, so you guys are for 2 for 2. Our next question is going to be your Pokedex entry, as always. This one is going to come to you from Egotistical Elekid. Its Shining Pearl Pokedex entry reads, X-ray photos were taken to check its body structure, but nothing was seen. Who's that Pokemon?
Can you repeat that one more time? I'm sorry.
X-ray photos were taken to check its body structure, but nothing was seen.
Oh no, I played Diamond, not Pearl.
I played Pearl. Gosh, I should. Oh, it's a Pearl Pokemon. I should have paid more attention to this. I want to say it's something like Shellos or Gastrodon. Because it's squishy, and they would take a photo to see it, and there was nothing there because it's all just squish.
Okay, that would be fair. Something else that would make you want to figure out if it has a body structure is like Tangrowth or Tangela.
Tangrowth would be another good one.
Yeah, and also the Ghastly line, although like you can kind of see through them, so you probably
I don't know if it's a
X-ray
ghost.
them. So I like both of those options.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, maybe let's start with Gastrodon.
Okay.
And work from there.
Gastrodon is incorrect. The next entry comes to you from Pokemon Sword. It appears in ancient ruins. The pattern on its body doesn't come from any culture in the Galar region, so it remains shrouded in mystery.
Oh, that's oh gosh. Wait. So it's in both Sword and Shield and Shining Pearl.
Yep.
That's actually a big hint. It appears in ruins, and the pattern on its body is not from Galarian culture. So, what is like?
Gosh.
I'm
drawing such a huge blank.
Everything I think of is Gen 5 and beyond. So
I'm trying to think of what's in Sword and Shield that had like ruins on its body.
It doesn't have ruins on its body. It has a pattern on its body, and it appears in ruins. So it could be still a ghost type.
Still be Relicanth.
But
it's not jelly-like.
Yeah, exactly. It could be something in the Dusclops line.
Ooh, it could be Dust Noir.
Yeah. Because I know that the symbol, like it has symbols on its body that had something to do with like contacting the underworld dimension or something like that. So other ghost types that have a pattern. I can't.
I'm trying to think of like anything else that could really like fit that description of.
Yeah, I think Dusk Noir is the best fit probably. Because what else has a pattern and would appear in ruins? Like, I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, I'm drawing a little bit of a blank here, but it could it be something like Bronzor or Bronzong? Because they're in both games, and that's a steel type that has like pattern on it.
Does it? It has a pattern?
No idea. It might. The bell does of Bronzong.
Okay.
Does it have a pattern? I'm assuming it has a pattern.
I don't remember a pattern on my Bronzong.
I'm gonna need an answer here.
Maybe a line. I'm leaning towards Dusk Noir.
Okay, let's go Dusk Noir.
Dusk Noir is incorrect. The answer is Bronzor.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I wouldn't have gotten Bronzor. I thought it was Bronzong.
I would have given it to you if you did Bronzong. I would have given it to you.
Bronzor definitely doesn't have a pattern, though.
No, Bronzor does on the back. He's got like this.
On his back. Gosh, who looks at his back?
Everybody when you're battling with him.
I caught one but never used one.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, well, whatever.
Yep. All right. So this next question is a multiple answer question. There are 3 answers here. For each one, you get a point. You do have your hint as well. Don't forget. This is from the Unovian. Which 3 types have only one female trainer character that specializes in it?
What 3 types have only one female character that specializes in it?
And I will tell you for free that these are all gym leaders.
Okay.
All right, let's...
So it's not, it's not
not fairy.
It's not fairy.
I'm going to have to go through this.
It's, is it water?
Is it water? I was about to say, is it water?
Because Misty is, no, because Lana. It's not.
Lana, yes. Okay. So it's not that. Is it grass?
No, because Erica and Mallow. It might be fire, because I can only think of Flannery. No, Malva. Malva has fire type Pokemon. So, is it, let's see, electric? Because I can only think of Alyssa.
Because you have Surge, Watson, Volkner.
Yeah.
Gen 5 didn't have an electric, or Gen 5 was Alyssa. Gen 6 had the guy in the tower.
Yep.
Clement. 7 was the Tapu Koko guy. How? And then, or Papu or Halu or Gen 8, there was no electric gym leader. So I would go with electric as 1.
Is 1, yes. I would lock that in.
Okay.
That's correct.
Okay.
Awesome. Is Bug 1?
Is there a female trainer that specializes in bug-type Pokemon?
Viola,
that's right. Yeah, because
Bugsy is a male.
Yeah, Bugsy,
I think.
He is, despite a very ambiguous appearance. And then there's the dude from Gen 5 and the dude from... There's Aaron.
Yep.
But there's no one else who does bugs who's a woman. You're right. Bug has to be the second one.
Bing.
That is correct.
Okay. So I can exclude Ghost and Dragon. I can exclude Ice.
Is there a normal? What about normal? What's it, Lenore?
Lenore and she with the mill tank.
Whitney.
The
Whitney,
bane
yes.
of everyone's existence.
So it's not fire, not water, not electric. Oh, we did electric. It's not grass. It's not ice. Is there?
Yeah.
It's not fighting. Is
Not
it?
fighting.
It's not poison. It's not. Is there a female ground?
I'm thinking.
Eartha?
Eartha? No, there's also I don't remember who Eartha is, but there's one in Alola. The girl with the mountain
yes,
tail.
you are 100% correct. It?
A rock?
Hapu.
Yeah, it's not
Oh,
flying.
thank you.
It's not psychic. I don't believe. It's definitely not psychic.
Who besides Sabrina has psychic?
Tate and Liza.
Oh, Tate and Liza, right.
Yeah, we did bug. Rock.
Rock, I can think of Roxanne.
That's about it.
Because Brock,
Because we know it's not ghost. We know it's not dragon.
yeah.
The only other, it's not dark. I don't. Well, is it dark?
Oh,
It's just Karen in Elite Four, even though he said it was all gym leaders. But
so wait. Yeah, there's Karen in the Elite Four, but there's also
it's not Rock because there's the Rock person from Alola,
oh, that's right.
like in Rock. So
Yeah, that's
it's
right.
either then Rock. Or sorry, we're down to Dark Steel, Dark and Steel. But I don't know if there's the only Dark I can think of is Karen, unless I'm missing someone.
Okay, but he said they're gym leaders.
I know.
So Jasmine has to be it. Because I don't... So the other steel type experts that I can remember are... So in Galar...
Gen 4 has one.
Is it?
Gen
Gen
5.
6. Gen 6. So Gen 5. Gen 6
just go
has
with-
one, but it's a male. So
Let's just go with Dark, Steel, and call it a day.
yeah, still.
Jasmine with Steel is also correct. The dark type person you couldn't think of was Marnie.
Yeah.
Oh, Marnie.
Okay.
Is she a gym leader?
She ends up actually becoming one, yeah.
Fine.
Oh, that's right. At the very end of the story.
At the very end of the
Okay.
story, she ends up taking over for her brother.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So,
And she's a trainer who specializes in the dark type. So.
yeah, she does specialize in the dark type.
In the darkness.
Despite on any of her gym leader appearances, and some of her gym leader appearances just having a Toxicroak. It's fine.
I mean,
It's fine.
I just beat Volkner, who has an auxiliary for some reason. So.
Yeah, but the Octillery has Charge Beam. The Toxicroak doesn't have any dark type moves.
Oh, wow.
All right. So that gives you guys 3 out of that question. You guys are 5 for 4. Yes. We have one more question for you guys. And I lost it. It is your
good.
stat question as always. I clicked on something else and then I didn't have the sheet up. So it's loading now. Okay, here we go. This is going to come to you from Gliscor Gamer. Which poison type Pokemon, excluding Megas and Legendaries, has the highest base attack of all poison type Pokemon?
First of all, we're going to take our hint because we can't do anything else with it.
Yeah, I guess.
It's a dual type Pokemon.
Good.
It might be from Gen 4.
Okay.
Give me 1 second to figure out my non-megas because I'm stuck. I know it's Mega Beedrill. I know it's Mega Beedrill.
How high is Toxicroak's attack?
Like 105, maybe.
Okay. So,
It could very easily be Drapion, I think, but
how
let
much
me.
does Drapion
don't-
have?
I think it's around 100-ish. Great, like it doesn't go very high for poison. So
Toxicroak.
all right. So what was the thing? Not megas and other forms.
And
Not
Legendaries.
megas, non-legendary.
Is Eternatus a legendary?
Yes.
Fine.
Yes. There's also. I mean, at this point, I'm going to assume it's from Gen 4. Otherwise, Thatch is mean.
I said it's from Gen 4. It's from
I mean, like,
Okay.
I guess it could be Toxicroak with like 105.
Skuntank is more of a
No.
attacker, right?
Yeah, his Skuntanks are all under 100, except for HP, I believe.
Okay. Well, Roserade has all special attack.
Yep. I don't think
And-
Drapion goes up above 100. It might be 95. It could just be Toxicroak, and that would just be silly.
That would be hilarious, actually. What else is there in Gen 4 that's a poison type?
Nothing else. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Wow. And
Like-
it is a dual type, but well.
I was looking through all the poison types in Gen 4, and you can get maybe 8 of them in the game before, like, during the actual run through. So I'm like, all right, it can't be anything else. Let's just go with Toxicroak and call it a
Yeah,
day.
why not?
Toxicroak is correct with a base 106 in attack.
That's awful.
In second place, Victory Bell and Muck have 105.
Whoa.
Both Mucks, by the way, both Alolan and regular. And Nidoking comes in third place with 102.
Wow.
Isn't that nice? They're doing a real
That's
good.
really
they're doing
funny.
real good to poison type Pokemon everywhere. All right, so that gives you guys a total of, I believe, 6 points for the day.
6 points. We'll take it.
Nice.
That changes up the standings relatively significantly, I think. Claude, you get to move up the ranks today.
Huzzah!
All right, let me go ahead and sort this sheet. In first place, we have Whimsicott with 24 points.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
I didn't realize it either. In second place, we have Seth Vilo with 20 points. In third place, we have Sublime with 19 points. In fourth place, we have Linian with 15. Tied for fifth, we have Sigma and Jushiro with 13. In seventh place, we have Mark with 10. In eighth place, we have Claude 9 with 9. And tied for ninth place, we have P. McGee and Dr. Shamu with 8. I'm sure you'd have more, Claude, but I've been told that when you do the Thatchless episodes about the
It doesn't count.
the fan games, it doesn't
Yeah.
count. That's
All
what
they
I
get
That's-
is a crappy Sonic-like game, from what I hear.
was- So there you go. That's where everybody is. If you want more Poke Quiz, be sure to tune in next week for more Puckle's Poke Quiz. On that note, we're going to kick it on over to the topic. Hey, would you like a green Tauros badge? Well, you can have one. If you come over to our Patreon at patreon.com/PucklePodcast, we are going to be giving them out once we hit $850. We're going to be giving those to every patron at the $10 plus tier because we love you guys. We'd love to see this project made. Of course, if we hit any other thresholds on the way there, such as $800 for the week-long giveaways to the community, that would also happen as well. So if you'd be interested in getting a green Tauros badge, feel free. Come on over. If you can't support the show, don't worry about it. You just listening is enough for us. So until then, though, guys, I'm Thatch, and I'll catch you guys on the flip-flop. And welcome to the topic. Our topic today is BDSP. What do they do right? What do they do wrong? Lots on both sides, I think. I don't know how much of it was intentional, to be fair. So, like, good? I think Grand Underground was done really well. By the way,
Oh, yes.
I think Grand
Yes.
Underground's done incredibly well. It is, it's almost as good as the DexNav. I'd much, honestly, if they just brought back DexNav in anything, I would be happy. I think it works
Yes.
really well in remakes too, as the mechanic to bring back Pokemon that used to not be found on that route. I think that's probably my favorite mechanic so far of remakes.
To be fair, now that the Poke Radar gives you hidden abilities, it's close-ish.
It's close-ish, but you get the DexNav like right away in Auras. Like
yeah.
you get after Gym
Yeah.
1, you get DexNav, and I feel like DexNav is just particularly fun in that sense. Or maybe you get it earlier than
Yeah.
that, because I remember they like try to teach you how to do it, and you catch the Ponyta, or not the Ponyta. You catch the Poochyena. You catch the Poochyena with an egg move.
Oh, yeah, you get it right away. Immediately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, so Grand Underground is literally the same thing. Because Pokemon have egg moves, and they also expand the dex
Yeah.
slightly. I think if I were to choose between the two, I think DexNav is still my favorite.
Yes.
Oh, 100% DexNav.
I think that Grand Underground isn't bad either, because they're trying to be true to the source material too. So like, there's no DexNav, there's no Nav, PokeNav in
Yeah.
BDSP
Fair.
or in Diamond and Pearl. So they're trying to do it with the source material, try to like enhance something in the source material.
Also, like, for the modern gamer on the run, the Grand Underground takes a lot less time than the DexNav to find something you want.
I don't know. Like I'm just like really a sucker for things that are like slightly skill based, right?
Yeah.
Like just slightly skill based. Not like super skill based, but slightly skill. Like Poke Radar is going to be my jam.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm so close to finishing the game.
That's going to be my jam. But like, I really enjoy doing things like I really enjoy things like DexNav, where you can kind of just like shuffle around, and it takes like a little bit of skill. You can mess it up if you physically do something wrong, instead of just like mentally.
See, that's the one I like slightly less, because DexNav was really like, okay, you have to move the stick at exactly the right angle. Whereas PokeRadar, if you're patient, you just have to hit
and they even
the
made
right
it easier
direction
this
on the
time
D-pad.
around.
It is easier, but as you were saying last week, it's both easier and harder, because it's way easier, because even if you get like a shaking spot on the edge of the patch of grass, you're still pretty much guaranteed to get other patches of grass that will, give you good places to go. So all of the ways that...
Yeah, but the shaking grass doesn't disappear this time. Like,
it doesn't disappear?
No,
it doesn't disappear, which is nice.
It's still there, and...
It shows you when it's a shiny, too.
Yeah, it used to do that.
Well, yeah, but it wasn't guaranteed.
No. It is guaranteed.
No, it is
to
guaranteed.
Show you the shiny if the shiny has the increased odds from the PokeRadar.
Because I remember back in Gen 4, it was one of
He said the thing.
I did say it, yes.
I didn't get to say it.
But I remember back in Gen 4, because I did this a lot, it was like you had to hit a specific chain of 40, and then like you're like guaranteed a shiny on the next one if you hit the same sparkle pattern.
I don't think it. No. That's not how it worked. That's not how it worked.
No,
it was always. It was always the 40 is where you maxed out your odds, essentially.
Okay. Yeah. Yes.
You max out the increased odds.
At that point, you can just keep going until you.
Yeah, no, you can keep going. It doesn't break.
Yes.
No, but this time there's a specific shiny thing that tells you when it's a shiny.
Yeah, no, there was that too.
But it had that too.
There was that in the. Yes, there was.
It sparkled.
It sparkled.
They all sparkled.
No, in Gen 4 it used to sparkle.
So in Gen 4, the patches of grass shook, and the one with the shiny sparkled. Yes. And it does the same thing now, although there's an added thing where it shakes more if it's a hidden ability Pokemon. But what I was saying is it is theoretically possible to find a shiny in a non-shiny patch, because even the Pokemon in the non-shiny patches of rustling grass still get your regular shiny roll against the full odds.
Yes.
It happened to someone on YouTube. But
yes, that's very true.
The thing is, so it's easier to do the right thing to maintain your chain, but even if you do everything right, there's still a good chance that your chain will break just by itself.
Yeah, I think there's like a 93% chance or something that it keeps going. And I think it's like the same chance as like a crit that like it just breaks.
Exactly, which means if you have to do it 40 times over, someone did the math, and there's a 5% chance, if you do everything right, that you get your chain to 40.
Oof.
So, that's fun.
That's awful, actually.
Yep.
That's absolutely
I guess
awful.
Since they made it easier, they wanted to, I'm okay with, like, it being less frustrating, because you can't, like, miss your patch if you look away and stuff like that.
I think it's more frustrating if it's just random.
Exactly, because you did everything right. It's less skill-based, which is what we like.
So, like, this new Pokemon game has been really exciting for me, just because, like, we were talking about it before the show, but the expectations of BDSP, I think, were so much lower than that of Sword and Shield.
Yes.
So, like, the community's just been way happier and more accepting of it. Kind of like when we got Let's Go, because, like, we didn't really have expectations for Let's Go, and then we played it and we're like, this is meh. And we were all okay with that. And I'm like, man, I've got like the shiny hunting bug. Like in the back of my head, I'm always like, man, wouldn't it be fun to like make a shiny living dex or something like that?
Yeah.
I'm like, we should do it. And then I'm like, BDSP are the wrong games to do this with.
Oh, it's so bad to do it.
Because they don't increase the roll from the shiny charm, which is another thing they did wrong, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's either intentional or if it's just a bug.
It appears to be intentional.
I could believe it from everything else that they're using to boost shiny chances. They could have just turned it off.
No. I think someone did look at the code, and it's not a bug. Like, it's only intended with the code as written.
Okay, then why do they even give you the shiny charm?
For the Masuda method.
Oh, for the Masuda method. That's right, for the Masuda
Yeah,
method.
it works for that.
You know what? That's fair, though.
Which is a very questionable choice, but, you know.
I'm not as mad because it works for something, and it's not just there.
Yeah, and you have the PUCL for most other things. The problem is not every, overworld encounter is A, in grass, and B, on routes where there's enough grass that you can use the PUCL in.
I agree with you. I don't know. These are definitely the wrong games to start shiny hunting in. And I don't know. People watch that stuff. I'm still confused by it, but I think I would do it on stream, have some fun with it. Just because it's better to interact with people while you're shiny hunting,
Yeah, but I think that's the thing about shiny hunting streams. It's like you get most of the attention of the person streaming, so there's a conversation going, and then it's always like it's like a tiny little bit of baby gambling.
A little bit.
The next one could give you the excitement. Woo!
Yeah, and I can fall out of my chair. Okay, so what are some things that you guys think they did right and wrong outside of shinies?
I love the underground. I think that's a great way to add a lot of it to the game. And I love that they updated all of the gym leaders. Like, this game felt so much more difficult.
Yeah.
No, they did a really good job. Well, especially with, like, the Nuzlocke I've been doing, like, you actually have to prep hard because they've got items, and you have to account for those items because they make a difference.
That and, like, a lot of the movesets are updated.
Yeah, the movesets are updated too. That's very true.
Because I remember when I was playing, when I did when I was going through the champion, the only way I won is because I PP stalled Cynthia's Garchomp.
Yes.
Wow.
That was the only way I could win. Was I had to like consistently switch between I think my Empoleon and my Vespiquen because it was continually going for Earthquake and like Poison Jab. And I'm like, great. Well, I'm gonna sit here until it's over because I'm gonna get one shot either way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Until all of the PP was gone, and then it was just. Like, all right, cool. He's stuck with sword stances. Now I win.
Yeah. I'm not looking up sets. And being over-leveled, I hadn't had any trouble so far until this morning I hit Faulkner. And I was like, a Raichu. I have a Gligar. And the Raichu outspeeds me, uses Surf. My Gligar survives because it avoids it because he loves me so much.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you,
the
Maximus.
thing. That's the thing.
And I use Earthquake, and the Raichu has a Shuka Berry. And it lives. And I'm like, oh, okay, change of plans. Roserade, it's your turn.
Now, that is the thing I hate so much in the game.
What?
Is the stupid affection.
So the affection's always been there, but it's kind of like the, we talked about it at the intro, the off button on the experience share, right?
Yeah, there's no off button for that either.
It kills any skill in the game.
No,
there's always this
I
5 or 10% chance it's going to, like, my Skuntank crits 90% of what it does. And it's like, what do you know? I lived 4 hits on 1 health because of nothing. The magic focus band that's there. Like,
I agree with you. I think, but it's like I said, it's like one of those things because the off switch used to be there. And it was even there in Sword and Shield because you got affection through Pokemon camp interactions.
Exactly. You could just choose not to do it.
You could just choose not to do it. They took that out this time and they're just like, you just get it with friendship. And I think that's a bad decision.
I was so tempted to just go buy a bunch of like energy roots and just, force speed to make my Pokemon hate me, just so that way, like...
Would that even work? Like, is it conflated with friendship?
I don't know if it's conflated with... Is it really that conflated with friendship, or is it still its own stat?
I thought it was its own friendship, but I could be wrong.
Because I don't know.
Because I'm not sure.
Yeah.
We should look that up, if someone even knows. But, I don't know, like, on one hand, I don't mind it, because right now I'm playing through for the story, and I plan on Nuzlocking Pearl. When it gets here, I found a crazy discount online, so I bought Pearl as well. Literally.
I feel really bad because I got the double pack for $70 on Amazon or on Walmart.com.
I heard that was a thing, insane.
I was one of those people, and I was just trying to see if they would actually send the code, and if they did, I was going to buy like everybody it, and then they turned it off as soon as I got the code.
Oh well. But yeah, this, like the same actually eBay store that sold me a Switch Pro controller for 50 euros instead of 70 last month had Pearl for like 40 euros instead of 60. And I was
That's not bad.
Well, I would assume that this is a scam, but it is Black Friday and they did send me a new working Pro controller last month. So yeah, I'm going to click that. And So I am going to Nuzlocke it when it gets here. And I think I won't mind the affection because for me, a Nuzlocke is a bit about the skill and more about the headcanon, you know?
I know what you mean.
Okay.
So I won't mind if my Pokemon survives a hit that it shouldn't have survived because it loves me, because that will just make me more immersed in the story.
Yeah.
And if you were done talking about that, I can take this and go on a tangent about something that I enjoyed.
Please do.
Which is weird because it's actually something that Diamond and Pearl did right, because it's the story and dialogues, which are pretty much the same.
Yes.
But
yes.
with the Diamond and Pearl engine, it was so slow. I was so bored. I remembered nothing from Gen 4, and now I am finally enjoying the Sinnoh storyline. It's becoming one of my favorites.
I told you.
Both the region and the plot. But like 12-ish years, 13 years ago, when I played Platinum, I didn't retain anything because it was such a slog to get through those games. So what BDSP has done right is finally giving Sinnoh and its plot and its characters an engine that does them justice.
I've got like two things along that vein that I don't entirely agree with. One, I'm not... So like, I don't hate the chibi art style. I hate what they did with the chibi art style.
Yes.
Like, my least favorite thing that they do like these random zoom-ins, like they did in Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
So dumb.
And it's just like, I don't know that I need to be zoomed in on like little baby Cyrus's face during this very epic moment.
So Cyrus is actually such a cool character, and his attitude of being like emotionless and serious and looking much older than his age, and it all gets completely ruined by the chibi style.
Cyrus was always my favorite villain, and I was so excited for this game, and then I'm like, he just doesn't live up to my like hype as a child, and it makes me sad.
I think it would have been better if we would have had, I don't know, like I would have been okay even with the chibi art we had in Gen 6. Like that stuff was okay too, but this one's like a little awkward. Honestly, it reminds me a lot of my Pokemon Ranch.
Yep.
Yeah, it's literally, it's like the proportions and the colors, it's like a Hello Kitty collaboration.
Yes.
And it works for most of the game, but for Cyrus, it really doesn't.
I don't know. Like that's probably one of my, like, that's super minor though. Like in terms of playing the game, I think that's pretty minor for me. Like most of the things I think are bad, I think are pretty minor. Like I don't even know that I would say like the glitches that are there are bad per se. I think they're interesting, and honestly, it reminds me a lot of like Gen 1 and Gen 2 with all of the glitches they had, and it's kind of nostalgic.
Yeah, actually, one thing that this game does right is that like it really gives you the feel of an old school Pokemon game, but it's on Switch.
My biggest qualms with it, I think, are that unlike the other remakes, which had a purpose to exist, I don't think this one does.
No, it definitely doesn't.
I think that's part of the reason why it falls so flat, and especially like it's a faithful remake because they didn't have any reason to make it not faithful like they did the other ones. Like Fire Red and Leaf Green, I mean, I guess those were pretty faithful, minus the Sevi Island arc.
But that still felt better.
Yes. I played through the Sevi Islands not too long ago, and it's actually really not that great. Even then, like, just having them there, like, makes it feel better. But those games existed to fill in the decks for Ruby and Sapphire that didn't have a lot of those Pokemon. Even you look at Heart Gold and Soul Silver, those games existed because they were, Diamond and Pearl actually didn't readily have available a lot of the Pokemon from Gen 1 and 2. And also, like, there's just, like, that director was just legendary in that he just wanted to shove as much as he could in those games.
Yeah.
Which he absolutely succeeded on. And even Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, like, the point of those games were, again, to finish the decks from X and Y that had, like, 450 Pokemon. When you kill, I mean, this is probably just, like, a product of Dexit, whereas just, like, hey, we're making these Gen 4 remakes. And, like, even when they came out, or, like, when they were announced, like, back in February, my thought process was more like, why? Why are you doing this?
Now I can see several reasons, but only a few of them are reasons that we care about.
Other than money,
you know?
Other than money, like, I don't know what their reasoning is, right?
I think, like, they wanted to try out a third-party developer, kind
that's
of.
probably true.
They wanted to see like what a remake is like if it's a mainline game, but not the next mainline game,
Yes.
which is a new business thing for them. It might, it's mostly like a big experiment on several levels that they felt it was safe to make because people were clamoring for Sinnoh Confirmed.
I know. And that's the thing they listen to us about.
With Unova.
That's the thing they listen to us with.
I mean, yes, because they're not giving us what we want. They're giving us something that they wanted to do for several reasons, which happened to be one of the things we wanted. So they had a nice little cushion of, enough people will buy this game that we can experiment with it.
Like, the best part about it right now is the fact that there's so many glitches.
Yes. I don't know if they're actually going to fix it, so...
And I was talking with people about this. So, like, a lot of people think, oh, they're going to fix it because, Game Freak is still involved in the game and they don't want, like, their game to be broken. And then part of me is like,
don't they?
Like, but this is what makes it fun.
Exactly. Like, these Pokemon might not ever go to the main competitive game.
Yes.
Well, at least not now. Like, they might eventually come, like,
maybe
Gen 9.
not. We don't know. If they do, like, they probably go through a process like being battle ready, which means all the brokenness becomes almost irrelevant. So who cares if you have 18 Palkias,
Yeah, well, the issue is not that. It's just the fact, like, this makes the speedrunning community for the game so exciting. Like, you can beat the game in, like, 50 minutes now.
Less than that, because you can skip, like, all the battles and all the badges and everything. It's nuts.
I think it's down to 50 at the moment, where it's you have to get to get to Gym 5 and then the game breaks.
Yeah, I saw that.
Dumb.
I saw
It's
that
dumb.
like the last game that the speedrunning community was kind of excited about in Pokemon was like Heart Gold and Soul Silver.
Yes.
So it's interesting.
But I want to go back. This is just something that this is just like trivia that I don't know what to make of it. It's just data. Because like everybody's been going on about like how ILCA developed these games and stuff like that, and I don't know how exactly true that is, because like then people are just like, this one studio did it, but Junichi Masuda like watched them from above or something. I don't know if it's actually like as outsourced as people think it is, but we'll see. Because so there's this guy on YouTube. His name is Lutu. I follow him on Twitter only because he has like he's just like really knowledgeable about random stuff that I care about, and so I like to listen to it. Yeah, and so he's really knowledgeable about how like games are developed and the people behind the games and stuff like that, because he's like read every interview he ever could about everything. So and his YouTube channel is actually relatively interesting because he like talks about how things work in the market and like a lot of inspiration behind a lot of different decisions that the company's made, which is just interesting for me.
He's like the Dr. Lava of Pokemon staff.
Yes.
Cool.
He said, so he went through the BDSP credits. Despite being an outsourced in quotes game, roughly 75 members of ILCA actually worked on it. And this is including Masuda and Kageyama. Most of the development was actually outsourced to 23 different companies.
What?
Yeah, he says, but keep in mind, this kind of outsourcing happens all the time. But under the circumstances of a game that's so one-to-one with the original and has very little new game design, I'm rather as astounded to what happened here.
I'm thinking it's maybe the porting to Unity.
I think that was a big thing, right?
It took 23 companies to sort through the spaghetti code of Game Freak.
I wouldn't be surprised. He also mentioned something else that's interesting. Let me find that tweet, but because he got through it. He's just like, seems like a lot of the programming was either outsourced or led by ex Mario and Luigi staff.
Oh.
Yeah, he has some like. He also says, also final word on staff before I make a video on it, but there are Game Freak people who have worked in significant roles on this game, which is weird. It's interesting. So yeah, it wasn't just
it's very like Game Freak was like the Roman Empire in this.
It feels like Game Freak more like co-developed it with ILCA than it was outsourced, you know? Which is fine. I mean, ILCA's strengths are actually that, because all the games that ILCA has worked on prior to this, they act as like really, really good support staff. And a lot of the games that they've worked on before are actually like really good, decent games. So I don't think Ilka is a bad company at all to work with.
No, by any means.
It's just interesting. Like, I don't know. It's weird because this is a franchise that we care way too much about, or we wouldn't be talking about it on a podcast, right?
Yeah.
So it's just something to think about. But on a happy note, I really like the battle backgrounds.
No, the backgrounds are great.
They are amazing.
I mean, like, the big thing I saw was, like, if you notice the Palkia versus Dialga fight, Dialga has this great, like,
Dialga's
space
way better.
theme, and then Palkia is, like, a little bit of sun.
Yeah.
But it shows they could do other things with the backgrounds. And that's why, I think we really need just, like...
I like having fresh eyes on it. I think that's what did it.
I just want another... Like, I'm going to keep saying it until it happens. I want another Battle Revolution where it's just the battle simulator that we can all have and want. No timer, no nothing, with all these fun backgrounds.
Yes.
I think that would be such a cool thing.
No, I think they could absolutely do it. I think they could. I would love to have something like that, just a Pokemon Stadium, and just give it direct home compatibility.
Exactly. That would be better than adding a new main game that's not going to give it to us.
Yeah,
do something that like is either an add-on to home or a game that home becomes an add-on to, or something like that.
Yeah, you just make sure you have like enough rentals in it, unlike Battle Revolution. I think it's Battle Revolution's weak spot.
Since Ilka did both home and the really nice battle backgrounds and some really cool animations too.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
By the way, I don't know if this happened in the original Diamond and Pearl. I imagine it did. But I was very amused when I fought Dialga yesterday, and we record on Saturday, breaking the fourth wall, which meant that when Dialga started freaking out, and I got the cutscenes, when it cut to the Valley Windworks, there was a very perplexed Drifloon just floating there while the world went awry around it. It was very entertaining.
I don't actually know if that happened in the original. It probably did, though. If the Drifloon was there. Like, it shows the Valley Windworks when it happens.
Yeah, it does, but it shows you, like, it's not like a pre-recorded cutscene. It shows you what's actually going on at that time in the Valley Windworks, because it was Friday, and the
That's
Drifloon
a nice little
was there.
detail, actually. That's a cute little
Isn't
detail.
it?
Yeah.
I adored it.
That's a cute little detail. I like that. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy with these games. I think we all are.
Yes, very, very much.
I think that's a good note to leave on.
And I think that's the other, one last thing is, and this is the thing they did well with it at least, is the whole Raminus Park, getting all the legendaries. Like, there is more of a post-game now than there was in the original BDSP.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Because they've also, unfortunately, locked a lot of content around going into the underground.
Yes.
Going and exploring different areas. Like, I hate that they did that, but I'm also like, it's good for the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't just go to the park and grab legendaries. No, you have to spend hours in the underground fishing and getting, like, the mysterious shards to trade in to eventually get that. So, I do like that because it forces that. And, like, I've been having a blast with just random people in Discord doing underground bingo races.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's fun.
Or we just have, like, a bingo card of all the things you can find in the underground. And it's like, all right, here's your random card. Everyone start now, go. And we just dig up things until, see who can get a bingo first.
That's hilarious. I love it.
Like, it took Shamu and I, like, probably, like, good 30, 40 minutes the first time we did it to complete one. And then the second time we did it, it took us, like, 10.
Wow.
So like, it just became a lot of fun, and especially when you have a lot of people doing it.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, go. And it just becomes a massive thing, because we can see each other, and you can, like, help each other out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, like, steal their spots, and we should do more of that.
Yeah.
I'll probably do more of it tonight.
All right. Well, on that note, I think this is a good place to stop. We're going to go ahead and kick it on over to the Pokemon of the episode. We will catch you on the flip-flop.
Poke of the episode.
And welcome to our Pokemon of the episode. Our Pokemon of the episode this week is National Dex number 389, Torterra, the continent Pokemon.
Its Pokemon Platinum Pokédex entry states, some Pokemon are born on a Torterra's back and spend their entire life there, which, judging from the sleeping Scorbunny in Pokemon Snap, sounds like a pretty chill life.
Yeah. Torterra is pretty cool.
Yeah, did you know that it's the most viable starter competitively in Gen 4?
In Gen 4, yes.
I hate you guys. I hate you guys. That's such a callback. And you know what? Now people are going to be like, where'd that meme come from, Thatch? I have to listen to episode 3 of the podcast. And the answer is no, you don't.
Please don't do that to yourself.
Yeah, please don't do that to
Or
yourself.
please do. Like, enjoy it.
I mean, I enjoyed it.
Early Puckle is so bad.
And remember to ask Thatch all your Torterra questions.
You can, if you ask me anything, you can ask me about these early episodes and how much of it I blacked out. Yeah, Torterra is cool, though. I don't know. Like, Gen 4 starters in general are really cool because I think it's the first time they really focused on secondary types for all of the starters.
Mm-hmm. Well, they did it, like, for all 3 of them, at least.
All 3 at the same time, yes.
Yeah.
And they were cool secondary types.
Exactly.
Infernape was Fire before it was uncool to be Fighting Fire. Fire, the dual type Fire. No, Fighting Fire. He was Fighting Fire until it was before it was uncool to be Fighting Fire. Looking at you, Embor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Poor Embor.
What makes it worse is Embor is the only one that got a secondary type that gen, which makes it even worse, I think. I think that's what makes it hurt. Like, it's just like, oh, you came up with one Pokemon that started that as a dual type, and it's the same dual type we've had the last 3 gens.
Yep.
So, I don't know. I think, but they came up with cool dual types this time, and it wasn't something that you expected, because I think all of them, minus Infernape, are new dual typings. By all of them, I mean Torterra and Empoleon. Yes, both had new dual typings at the time.
They're still the only...
I think they are,
Empoleon's the only water steel.
I think, is Torterra not the only grass ground? I thought he was. I could be wrong.
Yes, I think it is.
I think he's the only grass ground. Yeah, no other Pokemon has the same type combination. Yes. I don't know, they're just really cool. It reminds me a lot of like the Gen 6 dual typings, where the Gen 6 dual typings were also really cool and interesting.
They were.
The only problem I have with the Gen 6 dual typing, or the Gen 6 starters at all, is that they all decided they were going to be bipeds and humans.
Yeah.
But that's just an issue I've had with Pokemon since its post Gen 5 turnaround, quote unquote, is that they try to make the starters very humanoid by the end. Primarina's like the only one that kind of shook that trend.
Kind of.
And only kind of.
But this was the first generation where I liked all 3 starters.
Yes.
I was like,
I don't know. I think I like all of Gen 3 starters as well. All Gen 4 starters are awesome, and I don't think you lose picking any of them. Like, I don't feel bad for you like I would if you picked Popplio, you know? Like, I think all of them are good.
I didn't like Trico that much in Gen 3, but that was just a personal preference.
I think Trico is really cool looking. I think part of it has to do with the anime.
That's very fair.
I think part of it has to do with the anime.
Back when the anime was still good.
Yeah, back when the anime... Before honestly, Gen 4.
Before Gen 4 and then, like, Gen 6 on.
Before Gen 4 was really good for the manga, too. So, keep that in mind.
Anyways, Torterra.
Yeah, Torterra. He's a great Pokemon.
So, we took this team directly from... I took it from, like, Pokeaim.
And this is also a BDSP OU team, by the way. So this you can go play with this on your Gen 8 BDSP OU, which is its own ladder because things have to be complicated because of the way Pokemon decided to do things now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So let's go break this down. Claude showed me this team, and I'm like, wow, this is one of the most Gen 4 things I've ever seen.
It's funny because it's a Gen 4 team.
It's such a callback to like when I first entered competitive, and most of this stuff was legal, minus like some of the stuff on the Latias, and maybe even the Latias itself, but sometimes. It's really interesting to see how they do it, and nothing has hidden power either, which is perfectly fine, in my opinion.
That made a couple of things a lot more broken.
Yes, I would agree with that. All right, so let's get into this. Our first Pokemon is obviously the Torterra with a Choice Band, with the Overgrow ability, 252 attack, 4 special defense, 252 speed, and adamant nature, Earthquake, Wood Hammer, Crunch, and Heavy Slam. I think this is how you would have run a Torterra in Gen 4 without Heavy Slam.
The other option would have been to run Rock Polish, and then you Rock Polish and go
that's
down.
True. So, I mean, it's just a Torterra. It's going to hit hard. It's going to do good.
Mm-hmm.
There's also Magnezone here, trying to kill off Did they not put Body Press in this game?
Nope.
Oh my gosh, that's sad. Magnezone doesn't get his toy. So Magnezone with leftovers. He's got Magnet Pool. He's got 4 defense, 252 special attack, and 252 speed. Timid nature, because you want him to go as fast as a Magnezone can go with his base 60 speed.
Mm-hmm.
Thunderbolt, Flash Cannon, Thunder Wave, and Substitute. Magnet Pool is great because you have to stop things like Scizor. And this is how you use it.
Scizor has U-turn, but yeah.
Yeah, even though Scizor has U-turn, but it forces the U-turn, right? And you probably get a free paralysis off on something.
Exactly.
So it's perfectly fine. in those regards. Without hidden power fire, it's way less scary, though. You are correct about that,
Yeah,
Claude.
very.
You're very correct about that. Hidden power fire was its bread and butter, and then it got body press, which was like, okay, you're okay, Magnezone. Now he doesn't even have that. Wow,
he's so much worse now than he was.
Yeah.
Gen 7 Magnezone was the way to go.
Gen 7 Magnezone, I remember the days, yes. To be fair, we don't have Pursuit anymore, which makes life okay. But go ahead, whoever's got these next ones.
Something that instead gets a toy that it didn't usually get is Latios, who is holding a Soldew.
Because Soldew's not broken anymore.
Exactly. The ability is obviously Levitate. It has max special attack, max speed, 4 special defense with a timid nature. It's a pretty standard Latios. It has Draco Meteor, Psychic, Surf, and Roost.
Yeah, that's your basic Latios.
That is a Latios. That is a Gen 4 Latios. I don't know. Like, all of this, I'm just like, yeah, this is all from 2008? Yeah. And
this is where we start to get into some different things you wouldn't have seen back then.
Slightly different.
Lightly.
Very slightly different. This is a Gliscor with Toxic Orb with the ability Poison Heal. It has a Careful Nature, 244 HP EVs, 208 in special defense, and 56 speed. It has Stealth Rock, U-Turn, Earthquake, and Roost.
Okay, so to be fair, Poison Heal didn't exist in Gen 4.
Yes, and this is what makes Gliscor a lot better now, especially without Hidden Power Ice around.
Yes.
I've seen lots of Gliscors on the ladder also run defog.
Gliscor lost Toxic, though, right?
It did lose Toxic.
I think so, yes.
But yeah, continue.
So, next up we have Scizor. Because there's no more hidden powers running around, it gets to run, and since a lot of things lost their ability to defog this generation, I mean, just because it's not a tutor anymore, we have Scizor with a Technician, 252 HP, 156 defense, 100 special defense, Impish Nature with the defog, U-Turn, Bullet Punch, and Roost. This just pairs really well with Gliscor.
Yeah. No, I mean, Scizor's just good in general. Like, Scizor's just, it didn't have Bullet Punch in OG Gen 4, by the way. Bullet Punch didn't come into Scizor's move pool until Platinum.
Yeah. But I missed it so much, I am running a Scizor on my team. I
mean, Scizor exists in Sword and Shield.
And then, honestly, one of the best Pokemon this generation is Starmie, with a Life Orb, Analytic, 4 defense, 252 special attack, 252 speed, Timid Nature, Hydro Pump, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Recover. This thing just does so much work because everything is a lot weaker.
Yeah. No, we don't have the power creep that started happening.
Exactly. So Starmie really does well. Like, I've seen people run Rapid Spin to get a speed boost, and suddenly you're faster than, like, everything. And, like, the big threats to it are Throat Chop, Weavile.
Yeah, no, Gen 4 was, like, a really good, like, cap on Pokemon because it added a lot of evolutions to Pokemon that needed it. It just brought everything to, like, almost a similar power level, minus Garchomp. And it was a good time. So, I don't know. This is a fun team. You can try it out on Gen 8 OU. I probably will, because I've been looking to get into that meta, just to relive the glory days. Gotta play Gen 4 OU.
Yep.
If only we could do that on card.
I know. This would be so much fun. Like, this new format for, like, TPCI's marketing would be more fun if we could just do battles on cart, 6v6.
Yeah.
Reasonably. It would just be really good.
It would be so much fun.
Yeah. All right. So, this team will be up there. I would say we're going to give you a shiny Torterra, but it's not on a Swish. We don't have a bot for BDSP. And we're also doing Advent Calendar, so you're going to get way more stuff.
Yep.
This week as a patron.
What Torterra is going to be, it's going to be the tree under which you find the gifts that are the Advent Calendar Pokemon.
Correct.
So be sure to check out all of that stuff for the Advent Calendar this month. We're going to have a good time, and I hope you have a good time with it too. So on that note, we're going to kick it on over to PUCL's mailbag. So let's do that. Kick it on over.
It's mail time! Send in your emails! Mail!
And welcome to the mailbag. The mailbag's the part of the show where you can send an email into us and have it read on the show, maybe, if there's good paragraph breaks. You can email us at puclpodcast@gmail.com and send us whatever you would like to send us. We may read it on the show. We usually read 3 to 4. So today we've got 3 for you. We are also proudly sponsored by the fictional energy drink Green Tauros, the energy drink that gives you hooves.
Hooves!
And as always, we'll give you the Green Tauros badge if you write in a good email. We're going to go ahead and jump into these emails today. Last week we asked you how you felt about Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and what your thoughts were. This first one is going to come to us from Academic J. I believe Claude's got this one.
Hey, Thatch and friends. Gotta say, I love BDSP. This semester has been real difficult, so taking a break playing through the Sinnoh region again was necessary. That is true of all of life. Whenever life gets difficult, just take a break and replay through Sinnoh. At least that's my motto.
I just play Pokemon.
Shh, it's fine. Anyways, my PhD program requires me to have fluency in 3 languages. So to help my studies, I'm attempting to play through Brilliant Diamond in French. Ultimately, that was a terrible idea, but I suppose the exposure is helpful. It did create a real awkward experience in French class last Monday, though. We were on nature themes, like mountains and lakes, so when the word cascade came up, I immediately knew that one, due to the darned Leviator smacking me around with it in early parts of the game. I don't know what that is.
Neither do I.
Is that like
Let me check the spelling because I think... So, the thing is, in French, they changed the names of the Pokemon.
Yes, they
Not
did.
just the names of the moves and the names of the location. So, let's see, the spelling is... Leviator.
Leviator, okay.
Oui, so Cascade is obviously waterfall. And Leviator in the early
Gyarados,
parts of
right?
the
Gyarados.
game.
Yep.
Yeah, it would
Okay,
have to
now
be
once I saw
Gyarados.
that Cascade was waterfall.
Yeah.
Leviator. Makes more sense. I'll give more updates on this experiment.
Yeah, because it's like a Leviathan. Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Oui.
Anyways, I'll give more updates on if this experiment is helpful with my language studies. Shining Pearl in Spanish will be in January.
Ooh.
God, love it.
At least that will have the same Pokemon names.
Yes.
Or most of them, at least. As for actual gameplay, I love it. Nothing too terribly different from the originals, so it does help me understand at least the gist of what's going on. I will say, fairy typing is a total game changer. Definitely brings out different strats for Cynthia's Garchomp. 100%. So keep on keeping on. Academic J.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for that one.
Phenomenal.
All right. Our next one is from J. McLovin28, or just McLovin.
Okay, so McLovin says, Hey, PUCL crew. This is my first time writing in, though I've been listening for quite some time now. Well, welcome to the Mailbag Man.
I've seen him around.
I've
seen him around before.
Yeah, I have. I listened to this week's episode about your first impressions of BDSP, and I had to share my thoughts. Let me start by saying I have never really liked Sinnoh. There were tons of issues in the original Diamond and Pearl that they improved with Platinum. But what has me stumped is that Ilka utilized only some of the Platinum improvements. Now, before you go saying the words faithful remake, let's make it clear it's not as faithful as they claim. They did get rid of HMs and put them in the Pokédex, which is a good change. But and getting rid of HMs wasn't the only thing Ilka got right in BDSP. The game is beautiful, the improvement to the AI is so appreciated, and one-shotting a Blissey no longer takes 14 minutes.
Well, it was only 30 seconds. It was only 30 seconds, okay.
It felt like 14 minutes. But it seems as though all the polish they put in the game ended up on the Pokemon Center floors instead of on all the other glaring issues. That is such a great sentence.
But that's also really true. Why is everything so reflective in this game?
It's ridiculous. I was battling during a surfing battle.
Yeah.
And literally I could look at the expression of the Wingull I was battling on the surface of the sea. It was ridiculous.
Somebody found that texture or that mod.
And just bumped it up to 100%.
Yeah, just I really like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so excessive it becomes a meme. I love it. The amount of clipping that happens is a graphical nightmare.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what Fred's talking about.
The fact that they made the choice to make TMs break again for the first time since Gen 5 was a misstep. Remember, TMs did not break in auras.
I disagree. I would have agreed with him had Sword and Shield not happened. But then Sword and Shield happened, and we had TRs, which were just old TMs.
Yeah.
They put a system in the game so that you can replenish them by doing a little bit of stuff in game. They have that same system in Diamond and Pearl. So I don't think it's a bad change. Or not the same system, but they have a system to replenish them in Diamond and BDSP.
Yeah.
All of them, too. Not just some of them, all of them.
I don't particularly like it because at least in Sword and Shield, some of them were like infinite use TMs.
Yeah, but those were garbage, to be fair. The ones that are actual TMs in Sword and Shield are garbage.
Yeah.
That is true. They are garbage.
The thing is, though, I think with Sword and Shield, you would just naturally get a lot of them doing raids.
Yeah,
so you wouldn't mind because you had like 3 flamethrowers.
Yes.
By like the 4th gym.
Yeah.
So this instead feels a little bit like there's so much stuff to do post game that having to hunt down like more TMs is like
You don't exactly hunt them down. You get them by just collecting the orbs that you have to do post game anyway to go find like the shards to get into Romana's Park.
Yeah.
And you use those to buy them.
It's still like a lot of time spent in a minigame.
I don't disagree, and I don't think the minigames was fun in controller mode than it was with touchscreen.
Yeah, touchscreen was so much better. And I'm very disappointed that we don't get touchscreen to do that. But anyway.
Yes.
The bike moves at a speed of Mach 10, so it's basically useless in a terrain as complex as, even in like the lower gear? Or I guess it would be the higher gear.
Well, you need the higher gear to like get up all these things all the time.
Yeah,
which is annoying.
But then it's just a press of a button to go between them. So
it's still annoying.
Honestly, I think the bike isn't fast enough because before I got traded a Magmi with flame body, like hatching like those like 5 eggs that I wanted to hatch to give some Pokemon to people who needed them was
yeah, it's bad.
Such a chore. Oh my goodness. Anyway. We don't get a back button on the Poketch, so when you accidentally pass the app you're looking for, too bad.
That's actually, I actually agree with that. I agree with that.
I hate this. I hate this. You do have to flip through the 43 apps all over again.
Yes.
And don't even get me started on following Pokemon. Had they taken even just the platinum quality of life improvements and implemented it into these games, nobody would have been upset about it not being faithful enough. So, okay, wait. What's wrong with following Pokemon, except for the fact that they are the wrong size, they get in your way all the time, you have to push them around, and it makes you waste a lot of time. And to be fair, though...
Most of the time, they're too slow to keep up with you anyway.
Yeah, but all of this is compensated by the fact that I have now learned that my boy Empoleon, dignified Emperor of the Sea, Naruto runs.
Yes, he does.
So...
I've never actually cared about this, and it's just one of those things that, I hated that it was a hill people would die on. But at this point, I'm just like, this is what you want, this is what you get.
It's like if it worked exactly like it does, but they weren't a solid object, I would be okay with them. But they are a solid object.
Some of them are real bad in BDSP, just they're, have you seen Chatot Nekins? Those are both very bad.
I haven't seen them. All I know is that I keep going on little ledges to find objects, and then I turn around and I have to spend twice the time it would take to navigate the ledge just to push my Empoleon back.
A lot of it is that, like I said, they're trying to do this free movement in what is definitely a grid-based game.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yep,
if you don't angle the stick just right, you just bump against the edge and are very slowed down. I hate that.
The control stick movement was not very well thought out at all in these games.
No. I'm mostly using the D-pad to move around, just hitting the B button because, whatever. I used to do that back then. I can still do that. One thing that I like, though, is that without selecting any option at all, the trigger buttons act as the A button.
It's Pokemon. Pokemon never needed trigger buttons, okay?
Yeah, exactly. Might as well.
They literally made the Pokeball Plus for Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu, and that's literally the exact number of buttons you need to play Pokemon.
Yes. 2 buttons and a stick. In fact, a stick... no, it does have 2 buttons.
Yeah, it's 2 buttons. The stick is a button and the top is a button. Yeah.
Yeah. What I was hoping for with this remix was for Ilka to take a look at the last 15 years of changes to the games in order to improve the Sinnoh experience without tarnishing or desecrating people's childhoods. Look at the Pokemon selection, for example. There are 27 trainers between each gym, and they all use Geodude and Goldeen, my favorite gen for Pokemon. It's a slog.
I don't disagree.
What about Pokemon in the wild? All I see are Psyduck, Wurmple, and Zubat, some of my other favorite Gen 4 Pokemon. Like, they totally have a point.
No. He absolutely has a point.
Do you want to play with a
100%
fire
is right.
type? Sorry, they still don't put those in the game. What about the new Eevee evolutions? Tangrowth, Weavile, Gliscor, Magmortar, or Electivire? No, you can't have Electivire before the post game. I have one.
You can
you
in
just
this
have to
game.
trade.
Well, no, you can. Well, yeah, you have to trade. That's how you get Electivire in general, right? But
Yeah.
Yeah, but I have one.
I don't disagree with like these complaints, but I don't think these are complaints for the remakes. I think these are just complaints about Gen 4.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's saying, okay, we know these things don't work. So the same way that you took the things that didn't work from Ruby and Sapphire and took them out of Horus, you should have taken them out of BDSP.
I don't think Aura has had as many glaring issues in the way that, or Ruby and Sapphire has many
Absolutely.
glaring issues as Diamond and Pearl do in this way.
Absolutely.
I think part of the way that that Ruby and Sapphire got around it is Ruby and Sapphire's like regional dex is just larger than Diamond and Pearl's national dex.
Yeah. The thing is, though, I don't think Ilka is to blame for any of
No, this isn't Ilka's point. This isn't Ilka's fault.
This is Game Freak.
This is Game Freak. I 100%. I wouldn't even say like I could say that probably Ilka people said, "Hey, let's try to improve it," and Junichi was like, "Eh."
Maybe not.
I think what might have happened is that Game Freak said, this is the recipe we want you guys to cook for us. And Ilka maybe took some things where they had room to take them, like the backgrounds.
Yes.
No one told them, keep the old backgrounds, so they put amazing backgrounds in.
Ilka's just really good at that kind of stuff, to be fair. Like, they're really good at
But
assets.
they told him, the trainers are going to be the same. The Pokemon are going to be the same.
We can update the moves.
And yeah, you can put stuff in the underground and Ilka put stuff in the underground.
Mm-hmm.
But I think all of these choices are from Game Freak.
Yes.
And I think even if Ilka had wanted to do something different, either A, they were told no, or they didn't even dare say anything because, you know, it was a game essentially made to order for Game Freak. Or B, they just didn't have the time.
I like the made to order
Look at the
statement. I
patch.
think that's probably true. And I wonder what the actual development cycle is for this, because I don't know that Gen 4 remakes like started as early as people would expect a Pokemon game to have started. So that's I'm very curious about that, because we've seen a lot of improvements just like in this past year from like the original trailer to now. The game looks a lot different graphically.
It does. And I think it looks better.
It does. It definitely does. I don't disagree with you, Claude. So
Yeah.
I think that's something that people need to also consider. I don't want to say like, oh, they're lazy or anything, but I think it might have been one of those things where it's just like they weren't planning on doing a Sinnoh remake, and then they're just like, well, maybe we should, and they started it like as soon as Sword and Shield finished or something like that, and they're just like, we'll have Ilka do it. They just did Pokemon Home, the really good software menu management tool that's definitely really good and has zero issues and is really easy to navigate. They said it just like that, by the way.
100% sure of that.
But yeah, I would blame Game Freak. So yeah, sorry, 15 years later and they're still post-game exclusives. The gym leaders, except for Gardenia, use barely any new Pokemon either. Rourke is just Brock with a Crandus. Why does Crasher Wake use Quagsire when this gen introduces the multiple-time world champion Gastrodon?
Okay, wait. The Rourke comment is a dumb comment because Roxanne is just Brock with a nose pass. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Any first gym rock type gym leader is just Brock with the Pokemon from that gen. Like, that's all it is. Brock wasn't anything spectacular either. Let's all calm down.
Look, for as much as I'm bashing on the game, I am enjoying it, because it's still a Pokemon game. But I'm disappointed that Ilka couldn't make some of the changes needed to make Sinnoh finally shine. And I think this was all Game Freak. Now back to battling yet another trainer with 3 Mr. Mime. This really does annoy me. It's one of the things that I have really not been enjoying. And it might have been a thing that I really didn't enjoy back in Gen 4, but I don't remember.
The thing, like I said, the regional dex in Sinnoh is really garbage. And like, if you let's look at Gen 1, which had a very similar sized regional dex. Regional, we'll put in quotes, dex. Think about the number of times you just fought people with Zubats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
it literally happened back then too, but we herald those games as some kind of odd champion. Granted, I think those games are, like, if you play Gen 1's bad. Gen 1's real bad.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things that I think nostalgia covers up, and then when we finally revisit it, we're just like, whoa, what? Yeah, there's some definitely bad game design choices in Diamond and Pearl. I think where Diamond and Pearl really shines, pun intended, I guess, is it like in their story beats, right? Like if you're in the story beat, like the teams are interesting, the characters are somewhat interesting.
Yes.
And I think that's the first glint we got of like Pokemon with good story being built in. Like Gen 5 was obviously after that, and Gen 5 we all will say is like the best story of any Pokemon game.
Yes. Yes.
And so I think this is just like the beginning of that. Because this was the first game on a new system. And honestly, if you look at the first game on any system that Pokemon puts out, because they typically have two, right? It's usually the weaker of the two gens on that system. Yes. This is obviously like weaker DS, the weaker DS title. I mean, if we do end up getting Gen 9 this year, I'm sure we'll be like, yeah, Sword and Shield's the weaker of the two.
Oh, yeah.
On the Switch.
Hopefully. Because,
I mean, to be fair, it's hard to go down.
Yeah, I was going to say the bar isn't that high.
Yeah, the bar isn't super high. All you have to do is make the dog not rotate on a turntable, and you'll be fine, I think.
I mean, I really enjoyed Sword and Shield as I was playing through them for the first time, but I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see, because, again, I enjoyed them the first time.
If they can, like, make the BDSP stuff and, like, the Sword and Shield stuff kiss, I think it's a good game. I think you can make a good game.
Yeah.
I think they are so incredibly close to doing the right thing.
Yeah, I just keep seeing like glimmers, like ever since Sword and Shield came out, like the DLC and then now BDSP, and you could just grab both of those and just like shove them to. If you could take those aspects and shove it together,
them kiss.
And you have a really good game, I think. Especially if you can make it something a little bit more traditional, like BDSP is in terms of Pokemon, because it is a more traditional Pokemon title than Sword and Shield, right? Yeah. I think it works out, because I for one don't miss like overworld Pokemon encounters. Like I think they fit really well in the underground, but I'm super okay with not seeing them on the routes.
I prefer the BDSP way. Yeah,
that was half of the fun though. Of like, I get to run into this, bush of grass. What am I gonna get?
Yeah, what am I gonna find?
And you can still do that, but like the fact that some Pokemon only show in the overworld in Sword and Shield was a little annoying, and I'm like,
yeah, and it also made so I want to Nuzlocke Pearl when I get it.
Yes.
I tried to Nuzlocke Shield, and it was very annoying, because depending on how you do it, you pretty much only get one half of the encounter table available to you. So, not a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think complaining about the Nuzlocke part is kind of moot, just because that's like a fan.
Very, very niche.
It's a very fan game way to play, and I don't know. Yeah, I enjoy having BDSP.
But it's still a better experience to just have the Pokemon in the grass. Yeah. And then if you want to have the immersion of the Pokemon in the overworld, like in BDSP, you put them just in one place.
You put them in the wild area, right?
And it's nice.
Yeah. Just put them in the wild area. Done.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on though. This was a good email. We talked a lot because of it.
Okay. Well, I think we know who got the green Tauros badge. Well,
yeah, probably. Unless Tia knocks us out of the park here, okay?
Oh, there's still one more. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, there's one more. This is from Tia.
Yep.
Tia, happy Thanksgiving, PUCL staff and community. This is the time of year where everybody buys a new 60-inch TV for $500. I think you can actually get it for less. I looked into it, but that's for different reasons. I don't need a new TV quite, but I want a TV. And also the time of year where a new Pokemon game usually comes out. Bug Diamond and Scuffed Pearl have been quite pleasing. I like those names.
Yep.
I'm only on the second gym badge, but receiving my first Jirachi was a moment. I named mine Gummy and placed it into my box.
Gosh.
Everything about that first paragraph makes me happy.
Yes.
My biggest enjoyment of the game comes from all the glitches people are finding. BDSP might as well be a Gen 1 or 2 remake with how many glitches there are. From getting stuck to not having a badge check at the Elite Four to duplicating Pokemon, this game is too funny. Then someone found a way to skip battles entirely. I hope more glitches are found before they're eventually patched away. Cheers, Tia. We talked about that actually a lot already, so I don't know where else to go.
I like that actually, like all of these emails, even though we hadn't read them beforehand, are like pretty much the episode.
Yes, no, it's just like...
like, McLovin is like, this is what they did right, and this is what they did wrong. TA is like, and these are all the glitches we just talked about. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think McLovin gets it.
We're vibing with our community.
McLovin gets it, like 100%.
Yeah,
so make sure you
100%.
yell at us.
Yes.
Make sure you yell at us to get it. If you want to email us next week, I don't want to ask you anything about BDSP. Maybe we do something lighter. But who's your favorite Gen 4 Pokemon? Yeah, there we go. Just something a little bit lighter. Send that into puclpodcast@gmail.com. And don't say Medicham.
I mean, you can tell us if it changed once you played through BDSP.
That's true, too. And, of course, you can always follow us over at pucldiscord.com, where you can join the Discord, have a good time. We love seeing you guys. Follow us on social media. Most importantly, this week, Twitter, at PUCL Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and also Tumblr. You can go ahead and help us out by checking out our YouTube channel as well, youtube.com/PUCL Podcast. I got some ideas for content, and I need to talk to Claude about at some point.
Oh, gosh.
You don't have to be involved, but maybe you want to be.
Sure.
It's more of an invitation than anything else.
I love invitations.
You can always turn me down. You can also go ahead and follow us over at Twitch at twitch.tv/thepuclpodcast. So make sure you can catch me myself. I guess Claude's going to be doing stuff too. Well, he's still
whenever
excited.
I feel like it. Yeah, we're gonna do more races. I want to figure out how we can get like multiple like screens on the Twitch at the same time.
It's somewhat difficult, but I can tell you how to do it.
Great. This way we can have like a race and you can actually see both sides.
You can, of course, also check us out over on, or if you want to support the show, you can go to Patreon, at patreon.com/PuclPodcast. We're almost to the 850 mark where we give away pins. But if you want like a ton of extra Pokemon this month to go with Advent Calendar, go over there, join at the $10 tier. We'll make sure you get your giveaways. But on that note, I think that's everything. So I have been Trainer Thatch.
I have been the fluffiest whimsicott.
And I've been Claude 9.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's closing time.
It's closing time in Lavender Town. Time to say our goodbye.